That last amoeba pendant was so fun. I gotta do another one. This time I'm not even gonna worry about the stones. I'm just gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be like a crime. It will be a crime to have this much fun. A bit of mineral. I think we're about 1.5 feet again. Half a meter, right? Right? This is 12 gauge aluminum. It's called brown colored aluminum. It's literally the antique copper color that we all know and love. But that's what it was called on Amazon. Anyway, we're going to start with a loop. Make ourselves a nice, beautiful loop. Yes. Yes, loop there, loop de loop. Now we just have fun. Too much fun. More fun than a human should be allowed to have. Too much fun. Too much fun, too much fun, much more fun than a human should be allowed to have. Too much fun. Whoa. All right. What was that? We just made that. Haha, it's like a dinosaur with a big long tail. It's like, what kind of dinosaur? What would we call it? He has a big long tail. He's hobbling. Let's call him Pendant-asaurus. And this tail shoots out stingers that paralyze the enemy. So he's kind of like a skunk dinosaur. But he's also like got a longish neck, so he eats leaves from the trees. So he's going to be a, it's not as much fun, but he's going to be an herbivore, plant-eating dinosaur. And we're gonna, let's see, how can we make this look like an actual real pendant? Well, I think we're gonna have to make this tail into a massive swirl, right? Because that's just what's called for. I mean, if we didn't do that, it would be a crime against humanity. There we go. Now, that's how he curls his tail up when he's not shooting the poisonous darts at his enemies. Okay, I think we need this to come like that still. We need that to come up like that. There we go. Now, we're starting to look more pendant shaped. Now, if you think about this being the face and this being the arm, he's going, yay, and he's dancing. He's holding his other arm up to his ear like, I can't hear you. Make some noise. I think I want to move this one down like that. Oh, yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Move this one over. There we go. Yes. And I think we're going to move this one down. Tighten that swirl up a bit. Aha! Now we're starting to look like something. Not something to be proud of, just something to be a little bit ashamed and terrified of. I want to curve this like that. Why? Because I do. Because I just do. I do what I do because I want to do it. You can't tell me. I do what I want. Now I want to curve this one. I want to curve all of them down the same way. It's like I'm getting addicted to these curves. Addicted to curves. This sounds like some kind of magazine. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. I don't like this sharp part right here. Let's flatten that out a bit. That looks a little bit too... Everything's whimsical and round. And then we have a few corners here that look a little too sharp. But I do want this to be a tighter... And this also, I want this to curve. Sometimes you got to move stuff out of your way to get what you want, like anywhere in life. Like if there's a slow person walking in front of you, you could be polite and say, excuse me, or if you're strong enough, you could just lift them up and move them out of your way. I prefer the latter, if at all possible. I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this pendant. I'm literally feeling it. It feels like aluminum. Okay, let's put a jump ring right there. Just wrap it up tight, right? Well, first we gotta hammer it. Hammer, hammer! Hammer time. Oh, 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 stop! Anvil time. I mean, hammer time. Oh, 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 oh. Now after hammering it, it moves out of the shape you wanted it in, but it gets really strong and then you can move it back. You're careful, generally. It also tends to not be totally flat, so if you want it to be flat, you can mess with it a little more. Now, I think I was going to put a jump ring right there just to hold it, but I think I'm just going to use up the rest of my 22 gauge antique copper, if I can find it, and just do a little wrap right there, maybe with a curly Q. Here it is, the rest of it. Okay, I want to do a little wrap right there too, so here and there, maybe I'll cut it in half. Hopefully I'll have enough, plus it'll cover up that little part right there where you can see the silver showing through the antique copper coating. All right. So I'm gonna come through it first. It's not how I normally do it, but this will keep it from sliding up and down. I'm gonna come around like that. Just make it nice and tight. And I'm gonna come around like this. Now I'm gonna do the regular wrap. Oh, I forgot I wanted to wrap it to that guy too. That was the whole point, right? So pull it tight. Whoops. Sorry, that wasn't focused. Okay. And I'm going to grab that and twist it. I'm going to cut that, tuck it right in there. Or I almost cut it too short. I hope I can still tuck it. I think we're good. This one is not going to make it around. We got to tuck it right there. And to make sure these tucked parts never... Oh, look at that. I totally didn't cover the silver. I went right around it. I need more of this metal. That's okay. We're going to do a cheat hack. Don't tell anybody. Brown Sharpie covers that right up. I can't find my brown Sharpie, so I'm going to use brown regular marker. That's not working. Let's use black Sharpie. That might just do it. Get in there. It's not as good as brown Sharpie, but it does take away the shiny, silvery look, so I think that'll be good. All right, brown Sharpie. Remember, guys, get yourself some brown Sharpie if you're working with antique copper. Covers up any scratch, and then if you have a sharp part, you don't want to scratch anyone, so file that down with some sandpaper or like a nail file. But this is pretty strong. I don't even think I need to put that extra part right there. Maybe I should just use this to wrap the rest of the top, because that's not moving. That's solid. But you know what? It might, if people are messing around with it, it might move. So yeah, let's get it in there just to be safe. Just do a real tight wrap right around there. You know what? I don't like how it looks. I took it off. Now I have my last piece of wire is all mangled, but I'm going to straighten it out because I'm superpower. I can do whatever I want. I can straighten out a mangled piece of wire. Even if people are screaming at this mall behind me, just try to ignore it. Just watch me straighten out this mangled piece of wire. Oh my goodness, people, get your kids. Uh-oh, we're having a temper tantrum off to the right. All right, I think we can wrap this up now and make it nice and tighter. There we go, how's that look? I think that looks much better. Let's tuck this in. Let's tuck this in this end right there. Boom. And it's kind of round, we're gonna flatten it. We're gonna just squeeze it flat like the rest of the pendant. Make sure everything stays tucked. And then just add a tiniest bit of super glue, not super glue. You could do super glue. I'm going to do E6000. Just the tiniest bit, just right there. Make sure nothing ever comes untucked. Do a little on the back. I had 2 sharp ends in there. Actually 4, I think, altogether. And this pendant is good. It's good. Some jump rings. Let's do a black leather cord this time, instead of before we did that big chunky chain. And now I like the chain. I think the chain just really goes. There we go. I'm literally out of jump rings that could connect that, so I'm going to steal some jump rings from this big fat chain. It's the same color chain as that, but it's like uber fat. It's the fattest chunky chain ever made, I think, maybe. You can Wikipedia and find out if that's true. I'm cutting off these little tiny links. I could open them with the pliers, but it's more fun to just destroy them. Now you'll be surprised, most conventional chains are not soldered by link, they're just bent. So you can open every little single link and use it to your own advantage. Whether it's to tie up enemies or to you make little teeny tiny handcuffs for insects. You know, the possibilities are endless. We're going to use them as jump rings today. Voila.